Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Anona from thealignlover.com. I have another video for you in my series of color analysis for women of color. Today we are delving into Bright Spring. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to support. Before we get into the examples, let's just briefly talk about color theory, starting off with a Munster color system graphic over here. On the outside, we have one attribute of color, which is hue. What color of the rainbow are we talking about? Because we are looking at Bright Spring, which is a warmer season, we're going to see more red purples, reds, yellows, oranges, and greens. We'll see all of the hues, but there's going to be an emphasis on these warmer hues. Over here, we have chroma, this pie slice with numbers. The higher the number, the higher the chroma, the more intense or saturated the color will look. The lower the number, the lower the chroma, the more muted it looks. And finally, we have value down the center. Lighter values are going to have more white. Darker values are going to have more black. In the middle, there's more gray in between. And those three attributes help break down the different characteristics of color. Over here, we have a little depiction of the 12-season color system. Bright Spring is over here, and next to it, Bright Winter and Warm Spring. Those are its sister palettes. There's overlap, there's similarities between these seasons, and if you want to get the most cohesive insight into your season in this system, I recommend studying your sister palettes. Here is a collection of colors, images that I think really represent not only the actual colors of the Bright Spring palette, but the energy, the feel, and the vibe. So looking at these colors, obviously they're a little bit more warm, very vivid, bright, but the feel of them, they're very invigorating. There's this sense of life blossoming. They're just teeming with this glow and this radiance. They wake you up. They're striking. They're in your face. Oppositely, soft summer colors are more dusty, hazy, soft, I would say more cozy, relaxing, soothing. But Bright Spring colors are just exploding with life, kind of like springtime. So get a feel for how you react to different colors, because you should just pick the ones that make you feel the best. Here are just some colors that can be attributed to the Bright Spring season. Again, you're going to see warmer hues, vivid high chroma colors that are going to be moderate in value, not a lot of white value colors, not a lot of pastels, but not a lot of darker colors either. And just remember that these palettes are based on probability. They're very generalized. There's going to be a color on the palette that probably is not your favorite because it's not a customized, individualized palette. And just to clarify with something a little different, here is Bright Winter, the Bright Spring sister palette over here. As you can see, Bright Winter has cooler colors. They don't look as warm and bright in that way any reds and oranges and yellows can look. And there's going to be a little bit more iciness in a winter palette just because of the nature of the season. But still, you can see that there's so much room for overlap. All right, so let's start off with our examples. Jennifer Hudson and her beautiful glowing skin. I think she has sunshine just radiating from her epidermis. Her skin is just so glowing. She has high contrast between her hair, her eyes, and her skin. There's just so much radiance to all of her colors. And her skin tone is, I would say, neutral, like beautiful, deep neutral, maybe slightly warm leaning, so she's going to look a little bit better in gold and then silver. All right, let's look at some colors, starting off with these two. On the left, these bright, vivid colors just extend the quality of her skin, her eyes, her hair. They elevate her natural colors. They frame them so beautifully and appropriately, especially with this bright, not faded black, but bright black here on her dress and her eyeliner with the fire engine red. It just, by contrast, makes the red pop even more. These colors bring out her glow, they make her features look defined, and they make her skin look so smooth, so flawless. Now over here on the right, we have these very muted colors that lack warmth, lack brightness, lack that vividness, and they don't make her skin look as beautiful. They look a little separate from her. They don't make her features look more defined. They don't have that same elevating effect because they don't have anything in common with her natural qualities. Moving on to some more examples. Here's Jennifer looking perfect in this lemon yellow with this orangey red lipstick. So beautiful. Look at her skin. Here she is wearing this warmer aqua. So gorgeous on her. And this statement orange lipstick that would make other seasons probably like disappear. It would overwhelm a lot of other seasons, but on her, she can stand up to this orange lipstick. Now, on the right, these colors are very separate from her. They don't really have any common ground with her natural qualities. So starting off here, this very dark purple. It's very deep, it's very dark. There's nothing bright or warm about it. And this blue color is just so frosty. It's so icy. And see, it doesn't make her skin look super radiant and healthy. Here, dark purple, dark berry lipstick. I would say this is more of a deep autumn or deep winter friendly color. She looks fine in it, but it doesn't make her glow. And finally here, these muted colors, they just kind of weigh down her brightness. But here, all of these colors are so gorgeous. Like, who else can pull off electric blue eyeliner, orchid pink lipstick, and bright orange? Bright winters can. You'll also notice the importance of lipstick, especially if you're going to an event and you're already wearing these bright colors, especially if you're taking pictures. If you're wearing a bright color on your garments, try to reflect that with your lipstick. It's just going to look a lot more cohesive. I don't recommend the nude lip for bright outfits. All right, our next example is Nini. She's a Chinese actress. I couldn't find too many photos of her in like candid or on the red carpet settings, but I really wanted to include her because I think she has a very common skin tone that can be confusing. I think a lot of women with this skin tone and hair color are just going to assume that there's some sort of winter because it can be a little harder to see the warmth in the skin. And because of the eyebrows and the general softness of the features, most of the time these women tend to think that they're not high contrast. My advice is to look at the hair and the eye colors and the skin, because if you have really light brows, that's probably gonna be a little misleading. But anyways, looking at her skin, especially with different photos, different lighting, she does have this beautiful peachy apricot kind of glow to her skin. There's this definite warmth. There's a little bit of warmth in the brown of her eyes, and this warmer lipstick is just really beautiful on her as well. All right, looking at some colors, this gorgeous orangey sorbet-like color is so beautiful on her. It just makes her skin look very radiant and fresh and healthy. Here, this yellow color is on the lighter value side. It's a little lighter. but it's very bright, and I wanted to include this color because it really brings out the tones of her skin, and this lipstick is just really great. Here, this darker blue color, it's still pretty high chroma, and the lighting and editing is a factor as well when looking at these photos, but look at what a difference these two colors on her outfit make. The blue and then this muted khaki. The blue at least brings out the contrast in her features, while this khaki color is just kind of so separate on her. And another thing to note is if you don't feel comfortable wearing really bright colors, try to wear them lower on the body, so not next to your face, kind of like with this skirt, or just explore the darker or more neutral regions of the color palette. Right here, I think her makeup in this middle photo is just perfect. Her brows look better, a little bit more defined in my opinion. This lipstick is beautiful. Her skin looks great, and this red color is gorgeous. Here, the contrasting colors just really bring out the contrast of her hair, skin, and eyes. And just remember, everyone is different. Even if you have the same color season, there's going to be nuances and subtleties to your particular beauty, your face, your attributes. You have to figure out what you want to emphasize. And here I wanted to include this photo because it's less saturated, her makeup is softer, and she just doesn't have that same pop. If you want to have fun with looking at your color characteristics, take a selfie and play with the saturation. People who have higher contrasts or a lot of brightness look better with that saturation higher, and people with a more muted kind of beauty, a lower contrast kind of beauty, they look great with lower saturation. All right, our next example is Eddie Gunham. I don't know how to pronounce her name correctly, sorry. I wanted to include her because she is also someone who I think has the skin tone and hair color that many just assume to be under the winter season. It can be hard to see that warmth in her, and I think a lot of people have her combination of skin and hair color. My advice would be to look at the other parts of your body, look at your arms, look at your chest. Sometimes makeup and products like, sunscreen, SPF, or just the fact that the face sometimes doesn't get as much sun exposure as the rest of the body, that can kind of mislead your appraisal of your color characteristics. So looking at the rest of your body can help a ton. Looking at Eddie, I see this gorgeous apricot glow to her skin, and she has that beautiful high contrast beauty. All right, let's look at some colors here, here, and here. Bright, vivid, leaning warmer here and here. This is like a neutral cobalt electric blue. It's not super cool. It's not super warm. It's one of those in-between colors. But here she has this beautiful lime green, a warmer green, and it just works so well here with the gold cuff. These little extra bits of warmth just make it lean more spring. Here, gorgeous fire engine red and pink lipstick. And all of these colors and lipsticks, these makeup styles just bring out her contrast. They make her look more defined, more striking. Here, this light blue, it still looks good on her. Her skin looks fine, healthy, but it just doesn't have the same effect. It doesn't make her features pop out more. It's just very subdued. And sometimes that's what you want. Sometimes you want to go for more subtle, demure colors, or maybe that's just your taste. There are colors that are not as bright, but will still look healthy on you, kind of like this blue color. All right, looking at some more swatches. Again, jewel tones, warm leaning, great. Never underestimate the power of lipstick. If she just wore like a bright red lipstick here, this outfit I think would just glow even more. Now over here on the right, we have out of season colors. This marigold is more like a deep and warm color. I think best for an autumn. I think it looks a little heavy on her, a little separate. And here, this very muted selection of colors, very soft, very diffuse pattern as well. Again, it's just not elevating her. It's not creating this very high definition effect. It's not very striking. Color can really change how your features are perceived overall. And finally, we have Solange. Just study her for a masterclass on bright spring colors. She knows how to wear these colors. She knows how to combine them confidently. She just has great style. I'm going to have to do a style profile video on her. But anyways, just lo and behold. Alright, so it's really hard to find photos of her not in her colors. But here I did. So just to get all of these gorgeous colors on the left, even this neutral color dress is still in her season. And the lipstick really helps. She still looks glowing, lovely, high definition. But here, these very cool, deep, darker colors and this more like frosty lipstick. It seems like we're seeing her through a gauze. Like we're not seeing her directly. It has a very blotting out or diluting effect. And here are some out of season colors. I think these two on top are great colors for autumns. They're more subdued, deeper, darker, but they don't elevate her natural coloring. They don't increase her definition. They don't extend the natural qualities that she has. I just don't think they match her style either. And over here, bright, high contrast. Maybe not the best lipstick here, but just looking at the rest of the colors, even this ring, just beautiful. They make her hair look so rich. Her eye color pops. Her skin looks very luminous. Again, just so much confidence with these bright spring colors. All right, so that was it for today's video. I hope that you are getting some insight into these seasons. And, the most important thing is to just play with colors, play with different swatches, put fabric across your shoulders, go inside, go outside, look at yourself under different lighting, or even just take a selfie and put yourself in like a collage of different seasons. Like for an example, I do not match this season at all. I look so out of place with all of these bright, like vibrant colors. I need softness. So yeah, have fun, experiment, and remember to choose colors that make you feel good. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.